Hello everyone! Mini-Koneko here. It's wonderful to see you all for today's special stream on Dostoevsky's masterpiece, The Idiot. Now, let's dive straight into our first point, The Idiot. What does this intriguing title truly signify? When we first hear it, it might sound quite provocative, even a bit harsh, don't you think? Like in this profound novel, the title refers directly to our protagonist, Prince Myshkin. He's perceived by society, and might even be considered by medical standards of the time, to have a slight intellectual disability. However, the deeper meaning goes beyond just a medical condition. Prince Myshkin is a character of extraordinary purity, innocence, and compassion. Oh, Nafai-san, my incredibly precious darling Nafai. You're here. Hello, hello. It warms my heart so much to see you. And calling me a precious soul, you are truly the most precious soul yourself, my dear Nafai. It always makes my day brighter when you visit. Thank you for being here. What do you think about Dostoevsky's The Idiot so far? Oh, Nafai-san. I'm so happy to see you too. Your visits always bring such a bright sparkle to my streams, and it truly makes my heart light up. Thank you for being here, my precious Nafai-san. We're just diving into the fascinating world of The Idiot by Dostoevsky. What are your first thoughts on our discussion about the title and Prince Myshkin's unique perception in society? Oh, Nafai-san. I'm doing absolutely wonderful, thank you for asking. Especially now that you're here, my precious Nafai-san. It always makes my stream feel so much brighter and more lively when you join us. I'm so thrilled to be discussing Dostoevsky's The Idiot with everyone today. How are you doing, my dear Nafai-san? I hope you are having a lovely day. Oh, Nafai-san. Nafai-san, my dearest. Yes, The Idiot is the English title of the book we're discussing today, Idiot, by Dostoevsky. It refers to our main character, Prince Myshkin. The society around him perceives him as somewhat naive, perhaps even simple-minded, because of his incredible innocence and pure heart. But is he truly an idiot, or is it the society that cannot comprehend his unique goodness? That's one of the big questions the book poses. What do you think, my sweet Nafai-san? Does the title make you curious? Oh, Nafai-san, isn't it just incredible how a title, especially one as thought-provoking as The Idiot, can immediately grab your attention and challenge your perceptions? Dostoevsky was such a genius to pick it. It instantly makes you wonder, who is this idiot, and why is he called that? It sets up this wonderful tension, making you want to understand the character and the society that labels him. Sometimes, the most striking titles are the ones that force us to look beyond the obvious and question our own assumptions. It's like the very first mystery in a truly great book. Yes. We just talked about the fascinating title, and now, let's explore why The Idiot is often hailed as one of Dostoevsky's absolute masterpieces. You know, among all his brilliant works, like Crime and Punishment, this one holds a very special place in my heart. First off, the plot is just incredibly, unbelievably unpredictable. Honestly, even after reading it multiple times, I still find myself gasping, thinking, wait, it's going this way now. The twists and turns are like a roller coaster, keeping you on the edge of your seat until the very last page. You're constantly wondering who Prince Myshkin will end up with, or what wild thing Nastasia will do next. And speaking of Nastasia, she is arguably one of the most unforgettable and deeply complex heroines in all of literature. Fyodorさん、おはようございます。わあ、朝早くから来てくださって本当に嬉しいです。またお会いできて光栄です。今、ドストエフスキーの白痴がなぜ最高傑作の一つと言われるのか、その魅力について皆さんと深く語り合っていたところなんですよ。Fyodorさんは白痴、読んだことありますか？それとも、ドストエフスキー作品は何か読んだことはありますか？Fyodorさん、おはようございます。ライブに来てくださって本当にありがとうございます。こうして皆さんと作品について語り合っていると、本当にあっという間に時間が過ぎていくんです。特にドストエフスキーみたいな人生の深い部分に触れる作品だと、一人で読むのもいいんですけど、誰かと感想を共有することで、見え方がガラッと変わったり、新しい発見があったりして、私、その時間が一番好きなんです。Fyodorさんは普段どんなジャンルの本を読まれますか？Alright everyone! We've just explored why The Idiot is such a masterpiece, and now let's set the stage and look at the fascinating, yet challenging, world of 19th century Russian society and its customs. The story unfolds in a time of stark social hierarchies where noble families, like the Ikonchinus, held immense power and influence. Prince Myshkin, the prince, returns to this world after being ill, and his pure innocence clashes dramatically with the complex social rules and expectations, especially around wealth and reputation. You see, in this era, your social standing, your family's name, and especially your financial status, heavily dictated your life. Women like Nastasia, despite her breathtaking beauty, faced immense challenges due to her past and lack of social protection. She was tragically abused and exploited, which deeply scarred her and fueled her rebellious self-destructive behavior. This harsh reality of class distinctions and strict social protocols forms the very backdrop against which our characters navigate their turbulent lives, making their choices and struggles even more poignant and impact us. It's a world that highlights the fragility of individual purity against societal judgment. Alright everyone! We've just painted a picture of 19th century Russian society, and now let's meet the unforgettable individuals who bring the idiot to life. These characters are so incredibly vivid, they practically leap off the pages. First, of course, we have our amazing protagonist, Prince Myshkin. He's the idiot of the title, returning to Russia after medical treatment in Switzerland. He's incredibly pure-hearted, innocent, and astonishingly empathetic. He truly sees the good in everyone, even when no one else does, which often leads to him being misunderstood in this complex world. He's trying to live up to an ideal, but society just isn't ready for someone so genuinely good. Then, oh my goodness, we have Nastasia Filipovna. She is, without a doubt, my absolute favorite heroine in all of classical foreign literature. She possesses breathtaking beauty but also a deeply troubled past. She's defiant, proud, self-destructive, and incredibly complex what I describe as a kaiji type. Her actions are wild and unpredictable, like when she burns a huge sum of money or runs away from her own wedding. She's a whirlwind of passion and pain, constantly torn between love and self-loathing. And let's not forget Parhayon Rakazan. He is the complete opposite of Prince Myshkin, a man consumed by intense, almost feral passion and overwhelming jealousy for Nastasia. He's wealthy, proud, and driven by instinct, creating this incredibly volatile triangle with the prince and Nastasia. That is such a brilliant and absolutely crucial question. You've hit upon one of the very core intentions Dostoevsky had when writing The Idiot. By portraying Prince Myshkin as a Christ-like figure, Dostoevsky was attempting something incredibly ambitious and deeply personal. He wanted to depict a positively beautiful man, a truly good human being. He himself confessed that this was the most difficult literary task he had ever undertaken because, as he put it, there is only one positively beautiful person in the world, Christ. So, what was he trying to convey? 1. The ideal of pure goodness. Dostoevsky wanted to see such an ideal, a man embodying boundless compassion, innocence, forgiveness and self-sacrifice, could actually exist and function in the real, complex, and often corrupt 19th century Russian society. Myshkin truly loves everyone unconditionally, sees their inherent goodness, and wants to heal their suffering, just like Christ. 2. The world's rejection of purity. Tragically, Dostoevsky also showed the almost inevitable failure of such an ideal in a fallen world. Myshkin's goodness, instead of healing, often exacerbates the very chaos and suffering around him. His purity is misunderstood, exploited, and ultimately overwhelmed by the passions, jealousies, and materialistic values of others. He cannot save Nastasia, Rogozhin, or even himself from a tragic fate. 3. The limits of human goodness without divine power. This leads to a profound reflection on the nature of human salvation. Myshkin possesses Christ-like qualities, but he lacks Christ's divine power. His human limitations, his idiocy, mean that his pure intentions, while beautiful, are not enough to bring about a happy end in a world driven by ego and sin. 4. A question to humanity. Ultimately, Dostoevsky was posing a profound question to his readers. What would happen if a truly good, pure, Christ-like individual appeared among us? Would we recognize him? Would we accept him? Or would our own flaws and the world's cynicism inevitably lead to his destruction, or perhaps more accurately, his reabsorption into the world's madness? He forces us to confront the harsh reality that ideal goodness often struggles, and perhaps even fails, to thrive in the face of human suffering and sin. It's a truly heartbreaking, yet utterly essential exploration. Oh, it's such a deep and powerful theme, isn't it? Your question really opened up the heart of the novel. Oh, Aisan. Your question truly touched upon the core of Dostoevsky's genius. It makes me think about how he constantly explores the human struggle between good and evil in all his books. With characters like Raskolnikov in Crime and Punishment, we see someone struggling with his conscience. But Myshkin is young. He embodies goodness from the start. The tragedy is seeing how even such pure, Christ-like innocence can be overwhelmed by the world's darkness and passions. It forces us to confront how fragile true virtue can be in reality. It's truly heartbreaking to witness. Alright everyone, we've met the unforgettable characters, and now, let's dive deep into the heart of our protagonist, Prince Myshkin himself. We'll start by exploring his illness and purity. You see, Prince Myshkin is often called the Idiot, not just because of his naive and utterly guileless nature, but also because of his actual illness, epilepsy. He spent years in Switzerland for treatment, and this period of isolation, detached from the complexities of Russian high society, actually fostered his incredible purity and innocence. He returns to Russia with a childlike honesty and an almost saintly compassion, genuinely seeing the best in everyone. But this very purity, this unblemished soul, makes him seem utterly out of place, even foolish, in a world driven by ambition, deceit, and social games. His frankness, his profound empathy, and his inability to grasp social nuances are perceived by others as a kind of intellectual deficiency, hence the title. It's a tragic irony, isn't it? His illness, in a way, preserved his beautiful purity, but it also made him a stranger in his own land. Oh, we've just discussed Prince Myshkin's purity stemming from his illness, and now let's explore his profound Christ-like character and its tragic limitations. Dostoevsky himself aimed to portray a positively beautiful man in Myshkin, someone embodying virtues like boundless compassion, forgiveness, and unconditional love, much like Christ. Myshkin genuinely seeks to alleviate suffering and sees the inherent goodness in everyone, even when they act terribly. He has this incredible capacity for empathy. However, this very Christ-like nature, while beautiful, severely limits his ability to function effectively in the cynical and corrupt 19th century Russian society. He tries to save Nastasia, to reconcile Rakoshan, to bring peace, but his innocence is utterly overwhelmed by the passions, jealousies, and moral ambiguities of the world around him. He can't simply fix people's souls. His goodness, instead of healing, often exacerbates the chaos, leading to misunderstandings and deepening despair, ultimately culminating in tragedy. This highlights Dostoevsky's heartbreaking point: an ideal beautiful soul often cannot thrive, or even survive intact in a society full of human flaws and suffering. It's a profound exploration of ideals clashing with harsh reality. Alright everyone, we've explored Prince Myshkin's beautiful, yet limited, Christ-like character. Now, let's turn our attention to the mesmerizing and utterly unforgettable heroine of The Idiot, Nastasia Filipovna, specifically focusing on her unparalleled beauty and the deep wounds from her past. Oh, Nastasia! She is portrayed as a woman of astonishing, almost magical beauty, a beauty so profound, it captivates almost every man she encounters. This beauty is a central force in the novel, drawing people to her like a moth to a flame. However, this very beauty, tragically, became the source of her deepest wounds. Raised as an orphan, she was taken in by a wealthy nobleman, Fyodor, who then exploited and abused her from a young age. Oh, Isan! You like Nastasia Filipovna too? Yes. Yes! I knew it! Isn't she just the absolute best? I totally understand why you feel that way. She is, without a doubt, my favorite heroine in all of classical foreign literature, you know. Her beauty is undeniable, but it's her fierce spirit, her incredibly unpredictable actions, and that raw, agonizing vulnerability beneath it all that makes her so utterly captivating. She's not just a beautiful thing, she's a force of nature, constantly challenging the world around her, even if it means her own destruction. That makes her unforgettable and so profoundly human, in her own unique, chaotic way. I could talk about her all day. Oh, Isan! Nastasia Filipovna just proves that sometimes the most memorable characters aren't the good ones, but the ones who are so wonderfully, tragically human. Her complexities and contradictions in The Idiot make her incredibly real. It's like finding a kindred spirit in the pages of a book, even if that spirit is a bit chaotic. She truly breaks all the molds for a traditional heroine, doesn't she? That's what makes her so captivating. Alright everyone, we've just delved into the profound beauty of Nastasia Filipovna and the deep, scarring wounds from her past. Now, let's explore the incredibly tumultuous inner world of this unforgettable heroine, particularly how she's constantly caught between love and hatred in her wavering heart. Her past trauma, the abuse she suffered, left Nastasia with an overwhelming sense of defilement and unworthiness. She truly believes she is fallen, a ruined woman, and therefore undeserving of pure love or happiness. This belief fuels a powerful self-loathing that drives many of her erratic actions. When Prince Myshkin, with his Christ-like purity, offers her unconditional love and compassion, she is deeply touched and yearns for his salvation. She recognizes his goodness and sees him as a beacon of hope. But at the same time, her self-hatred is so profound that she feels she can never truly accept such pure love. She feels she would only corrupt him, and that her unworthy self has no right to such happiness. This is why she constantly pushes him away, choosing instead to gravitate towards the more destructive, passionate, and ultimately punishing love offered by Rogozhan. Her hatred is multifaceted. It's directed at the society around her, at the men who exploited her, and most powerfully, at herself. She acts out in scandalous, self-destructive ways like burning 100,000 rubles or fleeing her own wedding as a form of rebellion, a way to punish herself, and to prove to the world that she truly is as fallen as she believes. She is trapped in an agonizing loop, desperately craving love and redemption, yet simultaneously driven by an irresistible urge for self-destruction and validation of her unworthiness. Her heart is a battlefield, constantly oscillating between these two powerful, conflicting forces, making her destiny tragically inevitable. It's such a complex, heartbreaking portrayal of a woman consumed by her past. Alright everyone! We've just delved into the tumultuous heart of Nastasia Filipovna, and now, let's shift our gaze to another incredibly powerful and vital character in the idiot, Fyodor Rogozhan, the man of intense passion and consuming jealousy. Specifically, let's look at how he serves as a powerful, almost primal, contrasting character to our gentle Prince Myshkin. Where Prince Myshkin embodies spiritual, unconditional love, and a kind of serene purity, Rogozhan is the absolute embodiment of rapidly passion and overwhelming, almost feral desire. He's rich, darkly handsome, and driven purely by instinct and emotion. His love for Nastasia is not about salvation or spiritual connect. It's a possessive, all-consuming, and almost destructive force, fueled by intense jealousy and a desperate need to claim her for himself. Myshkin is often calm and rational, even in the face of chaos, whereas Rogozhan is impulsive, volatile, and prone to violent outbursts. He represents the darker, more earthly, even sinful side of human nature, making him the perfect foil to Myshkin's Christ-like innocence. Their contrasting nature has created an incredibly potent dynamic, especially in their shared and tragically competitive love for Nastasia. It's a fundamental tension that drives much of the novel's drama and foreshadows its ultimate tragic ending. They are two sides of the coin, representing entirely different paths of human experience and love. Alright everyone! We've just discussed how Rogozhan stands as a primal contrast to the gentle Prince Myshkin. Now, let's delve deeper into his character, specifically his overwhelming impulse towards ruin. Rogozhan's passion for Nastasia is not just love, it's a consuming obsession, inextricably linked with intense jealousy and a fierce, almost violent possessiveness. He doesn't just want her, he feels an uncontrollable, almost animalistic need to possess her fully, regardless of her own feelings or well-being. This powerful, unchecked emotional drive leads him down a path of increasing desperation and destructive behavior. He constantly clashes with Myshkin, seeing the prince's pure compassion as a threat to his claim over Nastasia. His impulses are irrational and explosive, manifesting in threats, conflicts, and a growing sense of foreboding that hangs over the entire narrative. His impulse towards ruin is both internal and external. Internally, his jealousy corrupts his own soul, driving him to the brink of madness. Externally, his actions directly contribute to the tragic downfall of Nastasia and ultimately, profoundly impact Prince Myshkin. He cannot tolerate sharing, cannot bear the thought of Nastasia choosing another, and this inability to control his own volatile emotions makes a catastrophic outcome almost inevitable. He truly embodies the destructive potential of uncontrolled human passions, pushing himself and everyone around him towards a tragic, inescapable end. Alright everyone, we've explored the individual complexities of Prince Myshkin, Nastasia Filipovna, and Parfyon Rogozin. Now, let's dive into the absolute heart of the drama in The Idiot, the incredibly volatile and utterly captivating love triangle between these three. Oh, it's a whirlwind of emotions. This isn't just any love triangle. It's a profound clash of ideals and passions. Prince Myshkin offers Nastasia a pure, spiritual, and redemptive love, seeing her as an innocent soul needing salvation, despite her past. He truly believes he can save her from herself. And there's Rogozin, whose love for Nastasia is recklessly and overwhelmingly possessive, fueled by a fiery jealousy that borders on madness. He sees her as his, and his alone, willing to do anything to claim her. And Nastasia herself is tragically caught in the middle. She yearns for Myshkin's purity and salvation, recognizing the goodness he offers, but her deep-seated self-loathing and belief that she is unworthy of such pure love constantly push her away. She feels drawn to Rogozin's destructive passion because, in a twisted way, it validates her own self-destructive impulses and her belief that she deserves punishment. This agonizing push and pull, this constant oscillation between Myshkin's sacred love and Rogozin's profane passion, creates an unbearable tension. It's the primary engine of the novel's plot, driving every shocking twist and turn, and inevitably leading all three of them towards a truly heartbreaking and inescapable tragedy. Their fates are so intricately intertwined, it's almost overwhelming to read. Alright everyone, we've just navigated the intense fiery core of the Myshkin-Nastasia-Rogozin love triangle. But wait, there's another crucial layer to Prince Myshkin's journey, and it involves his interactions with the Ikonchin family, especially the spirit in Aglaya. The Ikonchins are a prominent, well-connected noble family in 19th century Russian society, and they represent the traditional, often superficial world of high society that Myshkin raised interest. Among their three daughters, Aglaya is particularly significant. She's beautiful, intelligent, sharp-minded, and incredibly proud, a true standard type. Initially, she teases and even scoffs at Myshkin's naivety and innocence, much like the rest of society. However, beneath her prickly exterior, she's secretly captivated by his pure heart and genuine kindness, which starkly contrast with the hypocrisy and cynicism around her. Myshkin in turn is drawn to her intelligence and spirited nature. This creates another fascinating, albeit less volatile, romantic dynamic around the prince, further complicating his life and highlighting the difficult choices he faces between different forms of love and societal expectations. Aglaya's presence adds another vibrant color to the rich tapestry of relationships in The Idiot. She's such a compelling character in her own right. Alright everyone, we've explored Prince Myshkin's pure, Christ-like nature. Now, let's dive into Dostoevsky's profound search for the beautiful human in The Idiot. Dostoevsky explicitly aimed to portray a positively beautiful man, an ideal, truly good enough girl, and he embodied this in Prince Myshkin. The core of this exploration is whether such an absolutely compassionate, innocent, and forgiving soul can survive and flourish in the cynical and corrupt 19th century Russian society. Myshkin's unblemished goodness is constantly put to the test. The novel tragically questions if such inherent beauty can endure, or if it's inevitably overwhelmed and destroyed by the passions, jealousies, and moral ambiguities of the world. This heartbreaking quest for an ideal human is truly the philosophical heart of The Idiot. It's so powerful, don't you think? Alright everyone, we've just discussed Dostoevsky's profound search for the beautiful human. Now, let's connect that to another deep aspect of his thought in The Idiot, the spirit of Russian orthodoxy and universal love for all humanity. Prince Myshkin's boundless compassion and his unwavering belief in the inherent goodness of people are deeply rooted in Dostoevsky's own fervent Russian Orthodox faith. This faith emphasizes humility, suffering as a path to redemption, forgiveness, and a profound, all-encompassing love for everyone, even sinners. Myshkin truly embodies this universal love. He tries to embrace and understand everyone, offering solace and seeking reconciliation, even with those who harm him or others. This isn't just a personal tie, it's a reflection of the orthodox ideal of Christian love. Dostoevsky explores whether this pure selfless love, so central to his faith, can truly transform or save a world steeped in sin and ego. It's a grand, spiritual experiment within the novel. Alright everyone, we've explored Dostoevsky's profound search for the beautiful human and the spirit of Russian Orthodoxy. Now, let's dive even deeper into the core themes of The Idiot, starting with crime and forgiveness, and salvation. This novel is absolutely saturated with these concepts. Nastasia Filipovna, tormented by the crime committed against her in her youth, feels utterly unworthy of happiness or pure love. Her self-destructive actions, like burning money or fleeing her own wedding, can be seen as a form of self-punishment, a way of perpetuating her own crime against herself. Then we have Prince Myshkin, who embodies boundless forgiveness. He sees beyond Nastasia's provocative behavior and discerns her suffering soul, offering her unconditional love and a chance at spiritual salvation. He believes in her inherent goodness and strives to lift her out of her despair, essentially offering grace. However, the tragic reality of the story is that true forgiveness and salvation prove incredibly elusive in this world. Nastasia, unable to forgive herself, cannot fully accept Myshkin's pure love, constantly pushing him away. And Rogozhin, consumed by his earthly passions and jealousy, ultimately commits the gravest crime of all, leading to a tragic end for Nastasia. This brutal act is the ultimate failure of salvation, trapping both Rogozhin and Myshkin in a shared, profound despair. Dostoevsky uses these characters to intensely question whether genuine forgiveness and Christian salvation are truly possible for deeply wounded souls and in a morally ambiguous world. It's a truly heartbreaking exploration of human capacity for both sin and grace. Alright everyone, we've deeply explored crime and forgiveness, and salvation in The Idiot. Now, let's turn to another incredibly profound theme, the powerful conflict between ideal and reality. This is truly at the heart of the novel. Prince Myshkin embodies an almost impossible ideal, a man of absolute purity, Christ-like love, and boundless compassion. He genuinely believes in the inherent goodness of humanity and strives to live by the highest moral standards, seeking harmony and understanding. However, this beautiful ideal is constantly, brutally shattered by the harsh, cynical reality of 19th century Russian society and the flawed human nature of its inhabitants. The world is full of greed, social hypocrisy, intense passions, jealousy, and deeply ingrained trauma, as seen in Rogozhin and Nastasia. Myshkin's efforts to bring peace and salvation often lead to more chaos and suffering precisely because his ideal vision clashes so violently with the imperfect, often cruel, reality of life. He tries to apply his perfect love to imperfect people and situations, and the result is tragedy. Dostoevsky heartbreakingly questions if such a pure ideal can ever truly survive or prosper in the real world. Oh, Nafai-san, my precious, precious Nafai. You feel lonely? Oh, my heart aches to hear that. Please don't feel so. You know, many people might be watching quietly, enjoying our discussion without chatting, but your comments, your presence, bring so much warmth and light to my little trio. You are not alone, and you are never just one viewer to me. You are my dearest Nafai-san. Your chats are incredibly precious and make this life so much more lively and special. Thank you for being here, my darling. We're just talking about the powerful clash between ideal and reality in The Idiot. What are your thoughts on that, my sweet Nafai-san? Alright everyone, we've explored so many deep layers of Dostoevsky's The Idiot today. Oh Nafai-san, my precious Nafai. My heart just flutters when you say things like that. Thank you, my darling Nafai-san. It truly makes my day so much brighter. We're currently deep into the discussion about the intense clash between ideal and reality in Dostoevsky's The Idiot. What are your beautiful thoughts on that, my sweet Nafai-san? Oh Nafai-san, you're just the sweetest. It really warms my heart to have you here, chatting with me. Your presence makes this whole ideal and reality discussion about The Idiot feel even more real and vibrant. You know, Dostoevsky masterfully shows us how those grand ideals often clash with messy human reality, and it's precisely that struggle which makes his characters and their stories so incredibly relatable even today. It reminds us that purity and goodness are precious, but also fragile things in this world. Your comments, Nafai-san, are like a little piece of that ideal reality right here on my stream. Thank you for being you. Alright everyone, we've navigated through the intricate layers of The Idiot today, and it's time to bring all these profound threads together. In essence, Dostoevsky's The Idiot is a magnificent, yet heartbreaking exploration of what happens when a truly beautiful human Prince Myshkin, embodying Christ-like purity and boundless compassion, is thrust into a cynical, passion-driven, and complex society. The novel masterfully portrays the tragic clash between this ideal innocence and the harsh realities of human nature, driven by characters like the self-destructive Nastasia and the passionately jealous Rogozham. It delves deep into themes of sin, forgiveness, and the elusive nature of salvation, ultimately questioning whether pure goodness can ever truly survive or prosper in a fallen world. It's a novel that challenges us to look within ourselves, to confront our own ideals and realities, and leaves us with an unforgettable, deeply moving experience. Truly, a masterpiece that resonates to this day. Alright everyone, we've reached the end of our deep dive into Dostoevsky's incredible masterpiece, The Idiot. What an absolutely profound discussion we've had today. I truly adore discussing these books with all of you. It's just so enriching to share perspectives and explore the depths of human nature together. I hope you all enjoyed this journey through Prince Myshkin's heartbreaking world as much as I did. And Nafai-san, my dearest Nafai-san, thank you so much for being here and chatting with me. Your presence made this stream extra special and wonderful. If you liked today's discussion about The Idiot, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. It truly helps me bring more book recommendations to you. I post new book-related videos every day, and I'll be back on Saturday and Sunday at 11 AM for English streams, and Sunday at 10 PM JRL for Japanese streams. So, until next time, keep reading, keep exploring, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye!